crafters. Thank you for sharing your day with me. We have a great card today. It's a sunflower card, and as you can tell, I love sunflowers. Here's our card that we're going to be making. Has a really nice sentiment on the front, has some contrasting designs, and has just sunflowers stamped on the side. I think you're really going to like it. So let's get started. We are so excited about today's card. As you can see, we used a sunflower stamp. Then we used some coordinating designs of the yellow and the black and white. But we call this a 3-for-1. We took a piece of cardstock and we cut it in half. And then one side, we cut that in half for our two little note cards. And we left the other side for our top-down fold cards. So exciting. So let me show you. Here's our two note cards. And then here is our top-down fold card. You will have the dimensions down below. But let's go ahead and get started on our top-down fold card. Our first piece of paper that we need is our yellow. That's going to be our bottom mat. And we're going to need to glue that down. And we're going to use some wet adhesive because that gives us an opportunity to maneuver it around. So we're just going to drag our tip along the bottom, just putting a little bit of glue. We don't need much. We're going to glue that down right on the top of it. Perfect. Then we're going to take our top card. Now, because we're going to stamp just a third of it with the sunflower, we need to map that off somehow. So what we're going to do is we're going to line this up anywhere you can on some straight lines. And then we're just going to hold a piece of paper about where we think we might want to mat it. And I think ours are going to be there. Now, to make sure that it stays where it needs to stay, I'm going to go ahead and tape that piece of paper just a little bit off the card, and I can still hold it right here. We're going to use the Stays On Jet Black ink, and we're just going to go ahead and ink up the part of the flower that we think we'll need. So here I am. Oh, I need to get a little piece of paper here because I certainly don't want to ink up my mat. And here we go. So we're just going to push down. That gives us a good solid sunflower. Now we're going to ink up some more, and we're just going to have this barely coming on the side. Not quite. Just a few little petals right there. Okay, now we're going to keep this matted because now I want to put some petals on this side. I'm going to ink a good ink, just barely, a little bit. Okay, hold that down and see, we have a wonderful stamped sunflowers just on about a third of the card. We're going to peel that up, and next we're going to take our card and we're going to use the wet glue to go ahead and put that on the front of our card. Not much ink, not much glue, excuse me. Just glue that down. Gives us enough time. If, oh, moved a little bit, we can just press it down. Make sure that's all pressed down. Perfect. Now we're going to put our coordinating strip. And the coordinating strip just goes to the white, the top mat, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put just a little bit of glue there. Hold it down on the card, and I like to always just line it up right against the bottom of that mat. Press it down very carefully. Now we need our black and white strip. I think black and white just really adds to it. I think we may use our runner for that because we really don't need it to move down very much. Got some good glue on there, just a little bit more there, okay? Now this one stays on the inside, so we have just a little bit of margin. Perfect. Okay. Now we cut, and you'll see these dimensions below, we cut our squares, and we used a die cut that had the stitched edging around it on both shapes. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp this with our message. We'll bring in our white piece of paper, and we're going to get our message. Here's our message, and our message is, "You're my sunshine." And just to make sure that it stamps well, oh, I love that. Love how it looks. So I think it's going to be a good stamp. Right over the middle. Hold it for a second to get good contact. Perfect. You are my sunshine. Now on our other card, we had some room left to stamp some little sunflowers here, but on this word, we really don't. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just use our tape runner. Woo, look at that fly. And we're going to center it on our coordinating piece of black and white paper. And we need our dimensionals. We need our dimensionals for the back of this, and we're just going to put it on all four corners. And then we will also put one in the middle to give it some stability in the middle. Okay, whoops. Now we're just going to peel off the backing. And move this out of the way. And make sure and don't do it upside down. And I think about right there, we're not going past the white. We're going to let that yellow border show. We're going to put it right there. And we have our first card, "You Are My Sunshine." I think it's really quite beautiful. Now, what we like to do on the inside is we like to stamp something as well, because it just needs that little surprise. So we're going to ink up our stamp again and just have it coming off the side, which we can color using our blending markers or not. And I just think, here we are, a little surprise. Okay, next we're going to work on the two cards. Remember, this is a 3-for-1. That's why I'm so excited about it. No paper went to waste to create these cards. Now we have two small note cards. We're going to go ahead and get those stamped right away. And I think what we're going to do is we will stamp our sentiment first. And on our first one, we're going to do "With thanks." With thanks. Just going to make sure that's good contact. Oh, very nice. And we're going to put it right about right here on the right hand side. Just hold it so it has good contact and lift up. Perfect. Our next sentiment on this card, "Happiness always." Bright, sunshiny little sentiment for our sunflowers. Once again, we're going to put it on the right hand side. I want to stamp it off just to make sure it's a good stamp. Okay. Sometimes most always you have to stamp up your stamps to make sure that you get quite a bit of ink on them. So let's go ahead and put that right in the middle. And there we go. Oh, perfect. Great, two stamps. Okay. Next, we're going to stamp using our same sunflower to match, because these are going to be coordinating note cards that you could send to a friend, family. I think they would have a lot of fun with them. So we'll move this one out of the way. We're going to just stamp, I think that's about right. I think we're going to do a little bit more. We're going to put more of it on there. Okay, hold it down. Perfect, just perfect. Okay, we're going to duplicate that on our other note card. Hold it down and stamp, pushing down to get the good contact, and lift up. Oh, once again, great contact. We are going to now move on to our leaf, and we're just going to put a little leaf, maybe in 2 little places, just to change it up a little bit. Want to make sure that works. Oh, perfect. How about we just try one down here? Oh, I like it. And then one at the top. Just to fill in some of that white space. Oh, I think that looks lovely. Moving on to our other note card. We'll do the same. Put a second little leaf there. Right there. About right there. Hold for contact and release. Oh, I think that is perfect. Okay, and the magic of video, we've taken our blending tool and we've just used it to color in the sunflowers and the leaves. This one says happiness always. This one says with thanks. And then we completed our top fold card, you are my sunshine. We have our just a little surprise inside. So this is our 3-for-1 card. You get 1 top fold card or a side fold card, and then you get 2 note cards. Oh, I just love that idea. And of course, at the end, we're not completely through unless you stamp an envelope. And so what we've done is we've just stamped on the front of an envelope. You can stamp on the front. You can always take this and just stamp on the back. That's always very nice. So, I hope you enjoyed our video today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Like I said, all the dimensions will be below. And if you like our channel, please subscribe. We'd love that. So go out and have a wonderful day and make it count.